Successful Management Styles of India, Volume 1, Author Rajsekhar Pollapragada. In the audiobooks, Chapter 1, India's Long History and Leadership. Quote, centuries to come, people can hardly believe Mahatma Gandhi-like person walked on this planet. Unquote. Albert Einstein. It was a winter morning, 7 a.m. The place was the guest house of large business house in Western India. Sun was just rising in the sky, filling the golden light all around the swimming pool and the clubhouse. It had become a normal routine for both of us to meet at breakfast table and discuss the $2 billion mega project early in the morning. I was the head of the process while Gordon was the project director. Looking into the space between the green grass and the blue sky, Gordon asked me, Raj, can you imagine any good reason why the person who recruited me as director projects wants to create hurdles in my work? Remembering his earlier remarks, I was quick to respond, you mean Indian management? Gordon quickly changed his tone and said, No, I'm not complaining about management style. Don't you think my failure is my boss's failure? With a tone of reconciliation, I asked Gordon, do you mean backseat driving? Or just not letting you to take decisions? If it is the latter, I continued, don't bother about it. Empowerment doesn't exist in the dictionary of many Indian leaders. Is empowerment not preferred in India? Or is it micromanagement? Gordon continued his query. I cleared my throat and started my long explanation. Many successful leaders in India think no system works in India without personal touch. So they developed their own unique way of achieving success. Unless you fall in line, they will not be convinced that you can achieve success. You might call it lack of confidence, but based on their past experience, they know things may not be easy and they don't want you to try and fail. Many successful managers feel no system works in the absence of team spirit and unity. Empowerment is possible after you are acceptable. If you look at ancient India, leaders were near perfect or demigods. When public start accepting their leadership, then everything would fall in place. To explain general acceptability, I started introducing Gordon to the ancient Indian leadership. Thus started my 1 year-long association with Gordon, which culminated in writing this tri-volume series book, Successful Management Style of India. Chapter 1.1, Leaders of Ancient India. Gordon wanted to know why acceptability of a leader is very important in India. I told him, when a leader is accepted by all stakeholders, the leader may automatically become powerful. Indians are emotional and highly loyal to their leaders as well as their companies. India has a long history of leaders with different leadership styles, but few like Sri Ram are accepted by all. Sri Ram is the hero of Ramayana, who is very popular even in remote villages of India since thousands of years. Mahabharata, an epic whose hero was Sri Krishna, dates back to 1530 BC. Buddha, who influenced millions of people even in China, Thailand and far-off Japan, walked on this land 2000 years ago. Sri Ram, Sri Krishna and Buddha are three great leaders of ancient India among dozens of great leaders who influenced Indian thinking and culture. Sri Ram went to forest, abdicating his throne for 40 years to fulfill his father's promise. India has a long tradition of children who obey their parents and have general respect for elders and bosses. Ironically, spirit of freedom runs high in India, which may be attributed to a unique feature of Hinduism to worship a deity of your choice. However, obeying elders and loyalty are reserved for the leaders who are accepted and respected. Following traditions runs in the veins of Indians, while rebels are given freedom to question and the choice of following their own faith. So, dissent is not favored but tolerated in India, which is a unique feature in Indian culture. Krishna was a master of troubleshooter and a strategist par excellence who advised even Rajas and Maharajas. Buddha followed principles of non-violence and emphasized wisdom and right path, which influenced kings and poor alike. Many changed their warring lifestyle and adopted non-violence after listening to Buddha. I quickly clarified to Gordon, the present leaders need not be like an ancient Indian leaders, Sri Ram or Sri Krishna. In India, empowerment and succession are not easy to achieve unless a leader performs near miracles or achieves impossible. Thus, the day started with ancient Indian leadership and continued for few days. And finally, Indian management remained an enigma to Gordon and a puzzle for me to explain. As any Indian would tell you, leadership skills of Sri Ram were phenomenal as he led an army of monkeys who had no discipline. Krishna was an accepted leader by all the kings of India during his time, though he did not rule any kingdom. Coming to Buddha, he changed the course of several rules of India, paving way for the non-violence, not only in India, and as far as China and Japan. So thus, my long speech on ancient Indian leaders ended. The next day was reserved for leaders of India before independence. Gordon wondered if he has to reach the heights of Sri Ram or Sri Krishna or Buddha. I assured Gordon it is not necessary, though if he reaches the heights of ancient Indian leaders, it would be great. But in general, Indians expect their leaders to be larger than real life and expect they forgive their staff for their weakness and shortcomings. In short, if the followers fail, leaders should not complain, and the staff will be too happy to sacrifice their achievements and glory for the sake of leader. However, empowerment and succession are not easy to achieve, as acceptability is bigger criteria than achievement and qualification. Then Gordon wondered, what is acceptability? Before that, I explained to him how the leadership has changed in India from Sri Ram and Sri Krishna to some of the leaders like Chanakya, Akbar and Shivaji. The next episode, 1.2, Leaders of India Before Independence. Signing off, Rajsekhar Polapragada. I hope you like the audio book of Successful Management Styles of India. Chapter 1, 1.1, Leaders of Ancient India.